Iko lives on an island, an average island as far as islands go. There's a white sandy beach full of shells within Iko's reach. Iko swims and plays around the island in the sea, and in the middle of the island, standing tall, a lone palm tree. An average island as far as islands go, but more than average to Iko, for this is home. In the morning for breakfast, Iko doesn't need to cook. Iko makes a quick climb up the palm tree and takes a look. A coconut for breakfast, milk fills the inside. A slide down the tree, Iko got breakfast and a ride. Each day there is nothing to be bought. The palm tree provides all Iko needs, or so he thought. When Iko is not finding shells on the beach or playing in the sea, Iko sits under the palm tree, counting clouds, imagining what they could be. Under the palm tree, the hot days are not so hot. In the shade of the palm tree, Iko finds a cool spot. No, this is not an average island as far as islands go. This is where Iko laughs and plays, his home. One day the fisherman came by to tell stories and say hi. Visiting Iko was always a treat, as Iko had plenty of coconuts to eat. An exchange of the fisherman's fish for coconuts was the deal, and Iko and the fisherman sat down to their 2-course meal. This fish tastes good. It's fresh from the sea, Iko. Of course it should. I wish I could have fish every day, Iko prayed as he piled his plate high. Iko, said the fisherman, looking wise, we are lucky, you and I. The fisherman finished his coconut and asked, is there more? Iko climbed up the palm tree to Iko's own store. Grabbing some coconuts and sliding down the palm tree, Iko cried, have 1, 2, or 3! After dinner, the fisherman began to tell stories of things he had seen, of monsters, mermaids, and giant serpents, stories which made Iko scream. In the middle of a story, or maybe before, the fisherman began to have a thought. He asked Iko, could the palm tree be bought? What? What do you mean? Iko said, both puzzled and shocked. A trade, Iko, that is my wish. I'll give you nets to catch your own fish. Iko sighed as thoughts raced around his mind. The idea did not seem crazy, and Iko thought, maybe. Iko closed his eyes, and visions of fish filled his sight. Iko thought about it once, and said, all right. The next day they began their chore, digging up the palm tree and moving it to shore. The fisherman placed the palm tree in the boat, tying it tight with plenty of rope. The palm tree left the island for a new home, and Iko waved goodbye and was alone. Iko, with his new nets, caught plenty of fish, in fact 1 or 2 more than Iko wished. The fisherman's bargain was working well, almost a steal. Iko felt very proud of his recent deal. As the days went by, Iko's life slowly changed. The sea reminded Iko of work, and the island seemed plain. Oh, the white sandy beach stayed, but the hot days were hot, and the island had no shade. There was no place to climb, and Iko's morning ride was gone. Iko spent all day fishing, always tired, and the days were so long. The fish were fresh as they should, but Iko grew tired of them as anybody would. Iko missed the palm tree and the coconuts, too. Iko didn't laugh or have time to play. Iko's life was filled with working all day. While Iko fished, Iko looked for the fisherman to return one day. Maybe there was a way that Iko could get out of the trade. The nets back for the palm tree. Iko would ask if it could be done, the deal with the fisherman undone. The fisherman did come back with more stories to tell, but first the fisherman looked at Iko and asked, is all well? Iko replied, not humble or shy, I want my palm tree back today. Oh, Iko, I live by the trade and honor my word each and every day. A deal is a deal. What is done is done. It is a hard lesson for you, but you will remember this one. The fisherman told stories, but Iko stayed sad. Iko had no hope of ever getting what Iko once had. The fisherman left, and days went by. Memories not worth remembering filled Iko's eyes. It was a year, or some say more. On a morning after a storm, Iko with his nets walked to shore. On the beach there was a coconut lying in the sand. It traveled for weeks as if the waves pushed it with a plan. In the center of the island, Iko dug a hole and planted the coconut. With time, care, and a little bit of luck, a palm tree would grow, and Iko would no longer be alone.